Rocky Flats with Greenlight Radio. I am backstage in what feels like an interrogation room. Introduce yourself to the people.
What's up, guys? I'm Zion Godchaux.
Zion Godchaux of Boombox. Now, I haven't seen you in a while. Last time I saw you was Boulder Theater. A couple years back, I want to say, and down in Boulder, Colorado, of course.
Right, okay.
Great show. Had a good time. Let's jump into the show stuff first. First off, what can we expect from tonight's show?
Let's see. Tonight's show, we are going to be doing some stuff off of Western Voodoo, the latest record. Mm-hmm. We always kind of play a mix of like our, catalog.
Sure.
So, really, like any songs that we've ever done are candidates to be played,
Sure.
So it'll be like, some older stuff, some new stuff, and then we're going to probably drop some tracks that we have that, are super fresh, like that haven't been on a record or anything.
Oh, nice. Nice.
So hopefully people will be getting down.
Right. It's typical for your shows. So speaking of your music, how do you feel going from the beginning of your repertoire up to where you're at now, over the years that you've been playing throughout the circuits? How do you feel the evolution of your music has occurred? What do you feel the evolution is?
Really, like, I've always just set out to have. I'm just trying to find the right beat, and once I've found the right beat, just the right melody, the right components that fit the most perfectly with that, together as possible.
Sure.
Just the right hook, the right melody over the right beat, and it's pretty simple, and
right.
And I'm just like, and that's the way it's been since, I started with Boombox and stuff. Has just been trying to find, waiting for that, magic combination of sounds to click.
Right.
And it's like, ooh, there it is. That's right. And so I'm just trying to get better at that. Right. And, if the music evolves, it would just be in my mind because, like, I've got more proficient, at that,
Right.
And it's kind of simple. I mean, I would like to say, oh, we've gotten into this style and this style, but I'm not even, I'm just trying to find the right melody.
Right.
With the right beat. I'm not listening for I'm not like shooting for any kind of style or, advance, like, oh, I want to branch out into this and this. I don't think like that.
Feels right.
It's like I hear that beat and the right melody will come into my head, or hopefully.
Right. Right.
And it's as simple as that. And, hopefully I've gotten better at that.
So how does that evolve into the lyrics when you come up with lyrics for songs? Where does the inspiration for that come from?
And then the lyrics is, the lyrics are tough. The lyrics, that's like what I really wrestle with. Because I always feel like what I'm writing is jive, It's like, oh, that's jive. I can't. That sounds pretty jive. And second guessing and, with the music itself and the melodies, it's, for me, maybe it's a little easier to know when it's right.
Right.
And I second guess myself a little more on the lyrics.
Is that because they're a little more personal, a little more reflective?
Yeah, it's just, you're really putting your, heart out on the chopping block,
Right.
And which is okay, but I just want it to be, my heart to be represented properly while it's on the chopping block.
Right.
I don't know. It's a tricky. Writing is the tricky thing for me.
Have you ever had a situation where you wrote lyrics and felt like you did expose too much, or felt like it was a mistake to write what you wrote?
Yeah, I think that there's been some stuff that I would maybe have changed. Looking back, but but it's not like it keeps me up at night or anything.
Right. Nothing horrible.
Yeah.
Right. So, going into your career, Is music the main source of your interest? Do you do anything else outside of music?
I mean,
professionally or hobby, actually.
I mean, music is my main thing, you know, like as far as like what I do for a living, you know. But right. I mean, I'm like a surfer, you know, skater by heart, you know.
Nice.
And so, I live, like where I live, we have like rivers and lakes and stuff. And so I get into like wake surfing.
Nice. Okay.
And, you know, wakeboarding.
Sure.
And just, you know, skating. And I got kids. And so like I'm kind of a family man.
How old are your kids?
8, 9, and 10.
Nice. Okay.
Boys.
All boys? Nice. Mm-hmm. That must be a lot.
So yeah, it is, but it's cool. You know, we have a good time. You know,
as a parent, does being a parent play into your lyrics at all, or play into your music at all, influentially, or?
Yeah, there's been a few lyrics that I've put in some songs that, you know, have to do with the kids. You know, and like.
Yeah.
You know, there's that song "Planetary Mirror" that we did. That one was about my son Delta.
Nice.
And so yeah, they're definitely like in there, like, and even in a psychic level, you know.
Sure, of course.
Like somehow I even can feel like I can maybe even on stage. I almost feel like I can like communicate long distance with them on stage somehow. Maybe probably admitting that I'm crazy at this point, but
I doubt it.
But I don't know. There's just something there's some music has got like it's like a portal, or like I feel like you can almost cross the space-time bridge with it and somehow communicate over long distances psychically with it.
Going into that, let's go into your show and into your fan base and stuff. Personally, I love your fan base. Every time I go to your shows, it's one of my favorite places to dance. Just my personal opinion. You know, how do you connect with your fans? What's a great way? What's ways that you connect with your fans? I mean, obviously through the music and performance and stuff. But are there other avenues that you connect with your fan to kind of understand where your fan base exists, sort of lives at? You know,
mainly just like, you know, after the shows, just talking to people, you know?
Yeah.
And, you know, over the years, like I would, you know, make an effort to just like hang out with our fans, you know, after shows and just kind of figure out what else they're listening to and, you know, what they do and what their interests are. And I mean, that you know, I get into social media, but only so much. Like,
I find a lot of artists don't actually stay on top of that. There's enough to do that I can't imagine staying on top of your social media is easy.
Yeah, I mean, I you know, I probably could do better at that, you know, but
you'd be surprised how many people don't do it at all and really just hire people to do it.
Right,
it's pretty amazing. I'm like, oh, you'd think they do, but they don't.
Right.
You know, so, which is understandable. I mean, if you're your own artist and you're out there touring and you're raising 3 kids, you know, I can't imagine.
Exactly.
Oh, I got to update my Facebook post every 20 minutes, you know. Like,
right. But like, I'll call friends in different cities and just be like, hey, what's up? What you guys listening to these days? Like,
nice.
You know.
Nice. What do you find influence musically these days? Recently.
I'm just always looking for like artists that are, you know, coming up with fresh sounds and kind of refining sounds. Let's see, how can I? There's like there's a girl named Rez, and she's like almost like a bass music dubstep. She's not really dubstep; it's more bass.
Is that R-E-Z-Z?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard. Yeah.
And like
Red Rocks.
Yeah, there's this cat named like Space Jesus.
Yeah, I've heard of Space Jesus. I haven't heard of him, but heard of.
And they do like, you know, it's a little rowdy, it's pretty rowdy stuff.
But Purple Gusher by Rez is one of the sort of tracks.
But like the quality of their sounds and the quality of the bass lines and just the richness that these cats are getting out of their tracks these days blows me away, and it's inspiring, and then of course, like, I'm always just into like, techno and house music and old disco, and hear an old disco track and be like, oh yeah, I forgot that's where it's at.
Right.
That's the shit right there, and you're just always kind of stumbling across, old and new things that are inspiring. There's a lot out there.
So this is your first time playing the Fillmore, yeah? Yeah. It's pretty exciting. This is a great venue. They just revamped it too. Like all the seating up there in the back is new and stuff. So.
Yeah. No, it looks really nice.
Yeah. Perfect for your music. Great dance venue. So going back to your shows, I've actually been to a lot of shows, and we kind of asked some of these questions. Some have to do with stealing music, some have to do with the fans at certain shows. First off, how do you feel about people stealing your music online? Something I ask every music artist.
Like stealing, like just BitTorrent, downloads?
Yeah.
I mean,
We're not Sunday, so yeah.
Really, it doesn't get under my skin that bad.
Right.
I think I'm happy that they even want to listen to the music.
Right.
Like the way I see what I do is, best case scenario on a good day, it's like medicinal.
Sure.
And it helps people feel better.
Yeah.
And so
that's a beautiful way to look at it.
I when I hear someone need, that means maybe they couldn't afford it or whatever, but they had to get the track,
Yeah.
And for whatever reason, it doesn't get under my skin.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, I have to make a living and all of that, but for the most part, like, I think people are good about paying their Spotify tabs and their
Yeah. That's where it's at anymore, anyway.
So
let me ask you some off the wall questions, kind of outside your music.
Okay.
First off, do you believe in aliens?
Yeah, on some level.
On some level? How do you mean?
Well, I don't know if I think that maybe like we may be on like the back of a giant alien.
Gotcha. Sure.
Like, I think that the scale is what is
inconceivable.
Yeah. So like,
doing an interview real quick. Be right back. I guess.
I think that there's definitely, different forms of intelligence that are out there. Whether it be in a form of a gas or a light, or who knows, or maybe the scale is, we wonder like why we have, with all the video cameras, everyone's got a camera.
Sure.
How come we haven't seen like for sure proof of spaceship?
Right.
Like Sasquatch.
Sure.
We would see these things by now. And, with the alien thing, like, for how long this universe has been going on, you'd think that maybe, like, they would have contacted over trillions of years or whatever. Like, somehow we would have seen something. But I think that it may be because the scale is off. Like, we may actually be like on the back of an alien right now.
Right.
Like, Earth is just this teeny little microscopic little. We can't even fathom how small.
Or part of the chemical makeup of a whole other creature.
Yes.
Sure.
That's what I think is going on.
That's fair. That makes sense. Then we wouldn't be able to conceive it and it would exist. Okay. Good answer. So. We actually work with a lot of different organizations that work in healing for mental illness and post-traumatic stress disorder using psychedelic healing.
Okay.
Do you have any feeling considering the amount of those kind of drugs that exist in the techno and dance scene that exists today? Do you have any feelings or understandings of such medicines in the world? And do you have an opinion on them in general? As far as their healing capabilities or dangers?
Yeah, I mean, I think that it's almost like a gun in that you need to be hip to the gun, to the weapon that you have.
Trained.
Yeah, right. And like you put like a 9mm in a little kid's hand who doesn't know what he's doing, you could blow his head off,
Right.
And I think it's the same thing with like ayahuasca and LSD.
Sure.
And these different, substances that can, I think that they can be incredibly eye-opening and, rejuvenating and soul cleansing and allow you to get down into some of the things that have been holding you back.
Sure.
And maybe untangle some of the rat's nest. And super powerful and very like life altering for the positive,
Sure.
But it just, I think that it has to, the intention has to be there and
setting.
Yeah, and just like it's it's got to be the right it's got to be quality, and you got to just know what you're doing. I think.
Sure.
And in that sense, I think it's like, in some ways, the healing of the nation.
Sure.
And in some ways, it if it's in the wrong hands, and it can end up flipping some people out and have bad there's negative outcomes.
Right.
That it's just two-edged sword. It's
slippery slope.
It is. It's a slippery slope, but
Sure.
it's extremely powerful, and I think that it's helped me be able to get around some things,
Sure.
and open the proverbial window, to where like fresh air can blow in,
Sure. Definitely can understand and would be in total agreement with that. Okay, one final question. Off wall. If you could have any superpower you wanted, what would it be?
If I have any superpower, I would like to be able to zip around at different times.
Time travel.
Especially going back. I would love to be able to just go back to 450 BC for a few minutes.
Sure.
Check
it
just
out.
check
See
it
what
out.
it's really like.
Yeah. And zip to different. I mean, it's kind of a boring answer.
Not really.
But
that would be awesome because then you could experience any moment in time.
in just different
You would
vibes.
know truth
like,
everywhere.
There's like had to have been some incredible collective consciousnesses over the years,
True.
just throughout the world in different places, throughout the history of humanity. There's just been some cool ass shit that's gone down,
Right.
And I would love to be able to just, see all that.
Yeah. All right. Well,
Yeah.
that's a good answer too, man. Okay, I guess that's all the questions I had for you today.
All right.
Where can people find more information about you, get your music, any other information coming up, any tour dates, concerts, what's going on
so
in Boombox world?
it's our website is thisisboombox.com. Facebook is This Is Boombox, and all of our tour dates are all on that. This Is Boombox is basically our link to our main hub.
Nice.
Yep.
Where are you playing after this?
Tomorrow night we'll be in Aspen at the Belly.
Oh, that's right. Belly.
Yep.
Well, congratulations on playing the Fillmore. This is an excellent
man,
venue.
thank you.
It's going to be real fun. Thank you for having me. I appreciate the time.
Yeah, of course.